Man, you finna go kill some crocodiles, right?
And Snoopy is. And to answer, I say nope.
Hey, you rocking the Snoopy. I'm rocking the Garfield. I'm rocking the Garfield, Jack.
Hey, we both on the mood because my John say nope.
Man.
My John say nope.
Not today. Yep, man, for real. For real, man. What's up, man?
Man, not much, man. What's good with you?
Man, same old, dog. Just trying to get through it, man.
Man.
Just trying to get through it, man.
Trying to endure this weather.
Man. That's what I'm saying. I hear it beating, wind and stuff blowing and all kind of stuff. Sounds like an off day for me tomorrow.
Hey, shit, the way this wind blowing, you're going to be picking up some trees, my nigga.
Man, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I had somebody just inbox me, was like, the tree that you was supposed to cut just fell over against my house. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, boy.
Man, what did I just do? Let's see. Messing around shit. All right. Go. Exit. So what's good with you, man?
Man.
Outside of the working.
Man, life is good, man. I can't complain. I just been trying to pace myself, man, in this weather. It's like extremely hot the last couple of days, so I like to overdid it yesterday, but I'm good, man. Came home and got me some rest. Stop answering the phone.
You overdid it?
Yeah, I stayed out in the heat too long. So, once I realized that I was losing power, my body transmission was losing power. I couldn't change gears no more. So I was like, it's time for me to roll. So I finished up what I was doing and went to the crib, man.
Hey, you can't hear me crunching or anything like that while I'm eating these chips on. But did you?
I was talking, so I ain't hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you crunching. That just sound like bones breaking, man. What you eating, dog?
But now, I ain't gonna do no promos, but they some
Nah, don't do no promo. No, we ain't getting paid for that.
Some kettle chips, smokehouse barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Let me go ahead and go and get this jump started before we get, because I already feel we finna go and start getting off on the tangent. So
yeah,
go ahead and get
we
started.
are. We are.
What's good? It was good. I am your host, Jason J. Will Does It. And I got my guy over here, kings amongst kings all around. Got my guy, Ivan, the Grizzly, the Great.
That will be me. Welcome to another episode of
Off on the Tangent
podcast.
The Off on the Tangent podcast, you dig? So
the Off on the Tangent podcast.
Yeah. I've noticed there have been a couple of other podcasts that's off on the tangent or tangent this, so I got make so.
The specific, the Off on the Tangent, capital right. THE. Right, yes, sir. Right.
So, man, you know what? I listened to the last podcast. At one point, a part of me was like, I shouldn't have partied that day. I was real angry, emotional, all of that.
Right.
I'm kind of glad I got it out of my chest though, but at the same time, I feel like I ain't gonna say that's what we all need to kind of do, kind of like step back a little bit, but. Man, these police out here like big time bullies, man. These niggas is off the chain. Have you been saying this shit?
No, I've been saying it. I think two things. First, I want to say, I think you did right by sharing your feelings, sharing what you thought, how you felt. That's important because what that is representative of what most of us are feeling and thinking. So don't ever don't ever feel like that. I think, I definitely think it's important. Change my view there a little bit. I definitely think it's important to share because it's reflective of what we're feeling across, what people are feeling across the nation, across the world. Honestly, across the world. So it ain't just you. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you. It's the feeling that that we've had. It's the feeling that to be honest, it's the feeling that we've had most of our lives. And we just haven't had the opportunity to share it or air it out the way we really, really feel it. And it's anger, it's rage, it's uncertainty, it's some fear. But I think that part, yeah, and I think that podcast allowed you to, specifically you to share, the reflection of a Black male in this society, in this world, and it needed to be heard. People needed to hear your voice. They needed to hear the emotion and what you had to share. So, I mean, it was poignant. It was absolutely, beneficial to do that. And so, nah, man, sometimes I think we have to go beyond the veil to really, really show like what we feel about stuff, especially males. I mean, especially Black males, because a lot of stuff we keep inside, a lot of stuff we keep to ourselves.
But half the time,
we don't really deal with it.
Half the time, didn't nobody really believe us back then. Oh, the police beat you up. Oh, okay, what did you do though? You like, no, for real, they beat me up, my nigga.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, man, I mean, it's just good to see or just had the opportunity to share that. Because for years, you say you get pulled up by police, people like, oh, okay, you made it home. Man, bro, I had my life threatened for 30 minutes by somebody who's supposed to be protecting me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say nothing about it. I can't file no report. I can't call nobody. It ain't nobody I can hit up and say, hey, man, your officer was out of line. Like, ain't nobody I can do that with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because anybody, like, it's just kind of like the norm. But I do believe that, man, that in all honesty, it's like giving birth almost. You know what I'm saying? And it's a painful process, but I think something, different and better is coming because
you all right over there?
I ain't never seen this. No, yeah, I'm good.
Power going out or something over there?
Nah, it's probably this raggedy iPad I got. It's probably what that is. I'm too cheap, bro. I ain't buying a no one until this mother just completely fall apart.
I understand. I got a big ass crack going straight down the middle of this of my joint. I'm like, I think it's shaving skin off of my finger every time I saw it across.
That boy go get fingerprinted. They ain't gonna know who he is.
Like, sir, we cannot recognize you.
This man is just call him John Doe. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. I got to wait to these ad dollars. We got to wait till these ad dollars start coming in. These promo money start coming in, so we can upgrade our equipment.
Sponsorship.
It is coming. It is coming. I know it is. I know it's coming. Hey, I believe is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe that systemic change is happening, but I believe it's going to happen in a weird way because it's some weird stuff going on right now. So I'm gonna give you a prime example. You know Minneapolis, right?
Right.
So you know it's where all this stuff, the most recent events took place in Minneapolis, right? So
I
you
see
do
we
know
on the same page. So yeah, continue, sir.
So do you, and you know Prince is from Minneapolis, right? Minnesota. And you know Minneapolis is a very spiritual place.
Okay.
Very spiritual place.
So you think
That's why
you think Purple Rain has been coming down?
yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have nothing to do with Prince. Because there's Minneapolis has been known for having for high spiritual activity for
Hey, they
years.
racist as hell though. You hear about all the stuff
I
they've
ain't
been doing
talking
right
about
there?
that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know, but I ain't talking about that part. I ain't talking about that. They can keep on. I mean, that's indicative of America anyway. So I'm not surprised because you're gonna have pushback. You're gonna have pushback. It's gonna be pushback. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be pushback because what happens when when you're trying to exercise a demon, the demon gonna scream before it come out. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the movies with the priests and stuff, and they be trying to cast the demon out? They
No.
always holler.
I don't watch
Man,
none of them.
have.
I don't watch none of them shits.
Yes, you have.
The
Yes, you have.
lies.
Yes, you have. You ain't seen that. You seen it.
I don't
Ain't
play
no
with
sense
none.
of being scared of it.
I don't play with none
You
of
ain't
this shit.
playing with it. You ain't playing with it because you on a higher level than that.
Hey,
anyway. I've seen it firsthand.
Both of my grandmamas told me, hey, that stuff really happened. They could get on your clothes. I was like, I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Not if you protect it, man. Not if you protect it.
Okay.
Not if you protect it.
We not always protected.
Yeah. You are. You are. You really are. You just don't know. But that's what's happening. So as things change, you're gonna have folks that's gonna go extreme because they don't want it to change, but ain't nothing they can do to stop it because this is bigger than us. Like this is bigger. This is something on a totally different level.
It has gone everywhere.
Yeah. It's bigger. You know, it's a universal thing.
Protesting.
Yeah. So when you see that happening, and I remember rest in power to Baba D. Gregory, he talked about that for years before he died. Like he talked about it for years. Like I remember him talking about this, like this happening in this fashion, where you would see 14, 13-year-old Asian kids protesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? You know what I'm saying? You got Iranians protesting. You have Palestinians protesting.
Well,
you understand what that means?
They understand our plight because they understand oppression.
Because
it's more so. It is going more so.
It's universal.
Right.
Oppression is universal, Doc.
Right.
Oppression is universal. And they have watched the United States assist in oppressing people and picking sides between who they're going to oppress this time versus next time. Right?
Right.
Give this country guns to fight against this one because they have interest in what they're trying to get from them. And then they turn around years later and do just the opposite with the other side.
Hey, why y'all over there fighting? Let me go here and take these diamonds, right? Why y'all
let me go get these diamonds. Let me go get this oil.
Pardon me.
Let me go get these resources. Let me go get exactly. Let me go get all this stuff that y'all got. And let me say that I'm here to call. Let me say I'm here for peace, but I'm really not here for peace. So all of that's coming back around. Everything is cyclical. A clock goes around in a circle. The sun goes, we revolve around the sun. So it's going to happen. You can't continue to manipulate and use and usurp authority over people and think that, it's going to continue to happen forever. It's not going to continue. Rome fell. we all know what the story of Rome was. It failed. All the empires failed. Every last one of them. So what makes people think this one ain't gonna fall too? You know what I'm saying? This was gonna fall too.
They fed up with
Exactly.
it.
So, we remember when we were younger, and you remember, I know you remember this when we were kids watching the Berlin Wall fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. On Channel
They
1.
got up and they started tearing the wall. The people started tearing the wall down themselves. You know what I'm
I've been
saying?
seeing them they've been tearing statues down left and right and tossing them bitches in the river. You been seeing that shit?
In the river. Spray paint. Somebody spray painted a statue of Thomas Jefferson or something and was like,
They've
this
been
ain't
tearing
no,
all them
he
jumps
ain't,
down.
dude, they've been tearing them just down. Like and you see the White House had to fortify. They had to put extra gates around the White House.
Yeah. Cause you already know they're gonna be like, you next nigga, we finna put some graffiti all over this joint. We finna spray paint this joint, put murals all on this joint, my nigga.
Dude, like I'm serious. Like it's a trip, man. I'm looking at this and I'm like, are we actually living in this time? Like, So back to Minneapolis, though. Back to Minneapolis.
Man, yeah.
Back to Minneapolis. So Minneapolis is important. First of all, I said it before. Minneapolis is a hotbed for spiritual activity. It has been for a long time. You can research it, go look it up, whatever's out there. People saying stuff and hearing noises and all that kind of stuff. All spirits aren't bad, by the way. There's some good spirits as well.
Hey man, I done told you, man. I don't deal with. I don't play around with this shit, bro.
You got spirits in your house with you right now that protect you. Some that sit outside your house. So I don't even know why you tripping.
Okay. So
like you got everybody got spirits with them.
I don't.
Everybody got spirits with them. You ain't got to conjure them. Them folks are already there. Them folks are already there. Running stuff away from your house at night.
What's the point that you're going, sir?
The point that I'm making is that this, again, where it happened, how it happened, is really, to me, no accident. I don't think there are any accidents. I think that things happen on purpose.
This is true because it's not like. I mean, this could have been any situation. I don't know why this situation just sparked, but it just sparked.
Exactly.
So,
and this is not, I've heard people try to say, oh, it's a conspiracy. They did it on purpose to make black and white folks fight against each other. But that's actually just the opposite of what's happening.
Right.
You got white folks protesting. You got Asians protesting. You have black folks protesting. You got all kind of people protesting and marching and walking and getting upset and because people are already fed up. And sometimes it just pressure continues to mount and it keeps going and it reaches a boiling point and then it boom, right? It explodes.
I think it's just doing a lot of stuff where it's like exposing. Because while all of this protesting and stuff is going on, it's just showing the police is just out here wilding out. I mean, you knocking old 75-year-old men to the ground, busting his head open. You got him shooting rubber bullets at people. Which, mind you, have you ever looked at what a rubber bullet is?
Bro, I looked up and I saw pictures of what the damage that rubber bullets do, and they are almost as bad as real bullets. Like, man, I saw people losing their eyes. People having injuries like that's gonna last them for a lifetime. Like they losing parts of their body, like it's tearing out parts of their flesh.
My nigga,
like,
it's a bullet with rubber around it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's like they still shooting you with a bullet, but it has this encasing of a rubber around it. My nigga, okay. Rubber by itself. Let me hit you with one of them rubber balls at the gym or some shit. Them shit still hurt.
It's gonna hurt. And the crazy part about it,
that little blue ball when you playing what's that, handball?
Yep.
That shit hurt, my nigga. Hell yeah.
Man, it hurts, man. You could hit somebody. You could take one of those, one of those little the little blue the kids like the T-ball.
Yeah.
The little, it's like shaped like a baseball, but it's blue and it's kind of light. If you throw one of those hard enough, you can bruise your arm. Like it'll sting.
Imagine if that junk is shooting out of a gun at your ass.
Yeah. At what, 50 miles an hour or something like that.
Man, this shit
and it hits you in your face or whatever. I'm just saying 100 miles an hour, whatever, and it hits your skin. It's gonna tear your skin up. It's gonna tear your flesh up.
Right.
And that's what they shooting at people. That's what they shooting folks in the head, in the face, in the chest, in the arm. Like I was looking at footage the other day. I'm like, first of all, you ain't got to shoot nothing at them. You ain't got to shoot nothing. Because for the most part, most of the protests have been attacking police
at all.
They just protesting and getting angry and hollering and screaming and saying we tired of this. But then they break out the stuff and start shooting that fuck.
I'm gonna tell you what the protest is like. You remember back in the day, you remember when you was kids and you would have like somebody come up there and they put their finger in your face and they just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
Yep.
What you finna do?
Right.
Man, go move your finger out my face. What you finna do?
Right.
What you gonna do?
Right.
And it's just sitting there and it's closer. I ain't touching you, but it's still just sitting there.
Right.
Then also what you gonna do? Let go! Now it's a fight.
Yeah.
So that's all it pretty was. We just standing there. Black lives matter, Black lives matter, Black lives. And then all of a sudden niggas be like, man, get out of my face. And now they just shooting and doing rubber bullets.
Right.
Like, man, these folks is crazy.
Right. And I was watching the other day, there was a group that was protesting. I can't remember exactly where it was, but there's actually two groups that were protesting. And it was a wonderful thing. The groups met each other. One was going one direction, the other one was coming from another direction. And they actually met up and hugged each other and so forth and so on during the protest. And then I think they got together and finished the protest together. People are, I know the term woke or awakened or whatever the case is, has become kind of a cliche. But there are more woke people now than there ever been before. People talked about social media and the internet and connectivity in a negative way have been for a long time. But there's no way that 25, 30 years ago that the world would be talking about this the way that they're talking about it now. And that's because of me.
Okay, now while you say that, I was gonna chime in real quick, and you was like, I was gonna say, are we really woke? And the only reason why I say that is, all right, so it's a pandemic going on, we're rioting, protesting. Sure? Well, it's a lot of a distraction going on, but ain't no money being made, or people think ain't no money being made. I'm just gonna put a quick little tidbit out there. I had noticed that this stock Wayfair used to be $35 a share. That junk as of today is like $177. It was $35 in March.
Okay.
March of this year.
Okay.
It's $177 as of today.
Right. You know what Wayfair is, right?
Yeah, it's a furniture company.
Right. So two things you gotta realize. In the industry that I work in, lawn and landscaping, stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, hardware stores can barely keep equipment, supplies, and so forth in the stores. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because people are at home now. Before they're at work, hustle and bustle back and forth, they're at home. So they see stuff that they didn't see before. And me and some guys were just talking about this a couple weeks ago. You have more, since people have been out of work, you have more people out cutting grass, you got more people out painting, you got more people out doing home improvement, all those types of things, because now people are seeing, hey man, these gutters have been bad for a year. Well, I ain't never recognized it. oh man, I got this crazy stuff growing in my yard. Oh man, you know what? This living room is kind of ugly. I don't like this color. So when you don't have those other things going on, you pay more attention to what's going on in your house. I'm gonna give you a couple of things too behind it. So Wayfair is one of those companies, just like IKEA and some of the other ones that home improvement, putting new stuff in.
Man,
So check this out. We're gonna go.
don't get nothing from
Yeah,
IKEA, my nigga. Man,
yeah.
dude,
No,
they
I just mentioned IKEA in the conversation. I ain't saying nothing
well,
about you.
I'm only saying something about what's going on right now. They busting heads for shipping and shit because of
Yeah,
what's going on. I'm like, dude, stop it.
right. Yeah,
But yeah, go
yeah.
ahead and continue.
Yeah, no, so that's what's happening. People are seeing stuff and they're, hey, we need, new furniture. Let's get rid of this old stuff. We need new beds. Let's get rid of the old stuff. And that's what's happening. So obviously, as more things are being purchased, obviously the stock of those companies is going to go up. The stock of the products of parent companies of those products is going to go up as a result of that. Is that the market is still the market. It's still the market. It's not going to change. Wherever the trend goes, that wherever the money goes, the trend is going to follow that money. So if something happens in the next few days where everybody needs razors to shave their faces, right? Which I was kind of surprised that during the pandemic, like personal care and personal hygiene stuff didn't go up because everybody wasn't going to the barbershop, which I shaved myself anyway. And I was kind of like, well, why these guys ain't shaving themselves? I now haircuts I now understand differently, but guys are going around like face crazy. I'm like, dude, you can actually trim your own beard up and keep it manageable until you get back to the barbershop, which I thought was
Everybody
weird to me.
don't.
But anyway, yeah, and
It's almost
I
as
get it.
if they have forgotten certain things almost, especially if
Yeah,
you ain't done it
and
in a while.
so, and if you haven't, so, and I get that too. But that's what happens. So when something happens, when you have times where, you got to think about when there are times of war, right? Your defense stocks go up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more investment in those products because the government is going to go buy more guns and bullets, right? So those stocks are going to automatically go up. You know what I'm saying? So in any time like this where you have a lot of personal time at home, hey, I need new drapes. Hit up Wayfair, hit up Amazon, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of the process.
Well, I only say that just to say that while we are panicking, thinking that there are not ways to make some money, hey, while y'all got that stimulus check, the unemployment check,
right?
you can. I mean, the jump was $35. Just say if you had bought like 7 of them junts,
right?
And the junk just skyrocketed to 177. Shit, you just made a lick real quick.
You just made a lick real quick. Yeah.
So,
and I think that anybody that pays attention to that, like, they're not gonna really be surprised about that. You know what I'm saying? If you were smart,
but
then
I'm
that's what you
saying
put your money in.
the reason why I'm saying that is because I be keeping I have been investing in stocks, but with all the distractions that has been going on, guess who ain't been looking at what's going on in the stock market? Because I've been thinking the stock market been crashing and failing and stuff like that. So I ain't been paying attention. I ain't been looking at Wayfair. I ain't been looking at all this other shit that's on and popping.
Right.
That I could be investing some money in. That's all I'm saying. While we're focusing on some things, while we're distracted, there are some things that we could be focusing on, looking at, and be making some money at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all.
I mean, and I don't even think like I this is the way to look at it. I don't think this stuff is intentionally a distraction because again, there's always eyes on it. Like from the black perspective as well. Like black investors, black financial advisors, they're always looking at the market. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what's going on, they always paying attention to what's going on with the markets. Because guess what? There's always going to be some kind of fluctuation or some kind of surge or some kind of change or some kind of adjustment or some kind of new thing that's going to pop up. You know what I'm saying? The key is like understanding over a period of time, like when you look at what happens during a pandemic, what do people spend their money on? When people are out of work, what do they spend their money on?
I wouldn't
Folks
have
say, well,
thought
they don't
away
have
from
any money. Yeah, well, see, I don't think anybody probably, well, somebody did, because obviously they did, because I know somebody made some money. So that's the first thing I say, because somebody had got that Wayfair stock at $35. Somebody bought a lot of it at $35. I
Right,
believe
that's what
that
I'm saying.
wholeheartedly, and I wish I had been one of them. But if you look at time, it's all cyclical. So when you got a pandemic going on first, that pops off, and then you have people lose jobs, then you have, less money in circulation, then you have a global, an event, a public execution, I have to say, and it still bothers me to even talk about it, that everybody sees from that everybody sees from the oldest to the youngest. It sends a ripple effect throughout the entire world. So people's focus shifts to whatever is going on, the biggest event of that particular time. So we went from a month ago, COVID, right? COVID, to this, and people just said, skip COVID. We don't care. We're going out to the streets and let you know we don't like this.
Right.
And you got thousands of people and that's the thing for me. When people are willing to put themselves in harm's way to let the world know that we're not going to stand for this anymore, that's not a normal thing. That's something that's spiritual. That's not normal. That's not a regular everyday thing. That's not some type of conspiracy. Somebody did this, somebody said that. No, that's something that happens outside of this earth that makes people do that.
I agree. I was going to say something to chime into what you were saying, but my mind, if I don't say it right then, I forget it. But it's just so many distractions just going on at once. You really can't focus, see straight. Can't even really think straight. And I think that's the whole thing of it.
I think what you have to do is, man, you really just have to, you just have to focus on what you're going to focus on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you have to pull yourself out of it and pull yourself away from it to remember what everyday life is all about. You know what I'm saying? And so once you do that, man, you realize that stuff like this has happened for years and years and years, and we're upset about it and we're mad about it and we want to tear stuff up. And that's just a part of it. It's a part of the experience. It's a part of our life experience. It's definitely a part of the American experience, because we've been knowing stuff like this been going on. Now the world is seeing this because check this out, because America's been able to hide this stuff for a long time. They've been able to hide it. Police been able to cover up for each other. They've been able to get off and lie, and the juries are they warped in one direction, right?
Right.
And then the judges are all jacked up, paid off. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to bring up. All right, so you say warped in one direction. All right, so did you see the story that I posted where the little girl was talking to her white parents? You see that, Jump?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
When I saw that, Jump, it make you wonder and think how because all right, while we're all protesting and you have white, black, everybody all together protesting, at some point you begin to wonder, or you would have to think how they actually really feel. Like, I know they protesting, but at the same time, when it come down to it, to them, some of them might not, like after a while when you trying to get the unity. You still don't know who your enemy is sometimes. And I ain't gonna say who your enemy is, but who you can trust. Because
you didn't know it before.
Because watching that and listening to how they were speaking was like like this ain't 2020. How they were talking was like we back in the 60s, my nigga. I was like, what?
I mean, look at the protests. It's the 60s all over again. I mean, think about it. You know? And truth be told, we didn't.
And the simple fact, their child was looking at them like, y'all are nuts. Their child.
Yeah.
Their child is looking at them like, y'all see what's going on? Y'all are nuts. I'm thinking this way, and y'all think like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and I hear people talk about it now, and they saying, you know, who can we trust? You know, they're trying to. I've seen people, you know, say, you know, they're trying to gentrify the protests and all of that. Which, in my opinion, some of the negative, some of the rhetoric attached to what's going on, I think is, you know, it's some of it is cool, some of it makes sense, but some of it is just flat out stupid, in my opinion, because there were white freedom riders. You know what I'm saying? There were.
Speaking of, what you think of your boy Drew Brees? I'll let you finish, but I'm gonna have to talk about
him.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Drew in a minute. There were white freedom riders. There were. Do you know one of the first people to actually die for the freedom of the slaves was a white man named John Brown, and he took his sons to die with him. They all were killed. The story of John Brown. It's a white guy. He wasn't black. He was a white dude. So when we talk about that, we have to talk about it in context, not from a perspective of, oh, here's another white savior. No, now when you get into that, you're talking human being at that point in time. Because again, and I hate to be quoting a whole lot of scripture and all that kind of stuff, but scripture says we battle not against flesh and blood, right? But principalities and power above of what we're looking at. This is a spiritual thing at this point in time. So when people don't realize that in order to fight certain battles, you're going to have allies that you didn't know you had, because the enemy of my enemy, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? But then people start to
go ahead.
No, people start to realize that racism and classism does not just affect black folks. It affects working class whites as well. Like, there's no agenda and policy passed to benefit working class whites. And people are now seeing that. No, it's not.
The issue is
not. The only thing.
They not dying.
Hold on.
They're not getting killed, my nigga. I'm not finna listen to what you're gonna say after this.
No.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I'm not. No.
You can continue.
Okay.
You can continue.
Go look it up. No. Go look it up. Because we're not just talking about. The problem is this. We get to a point where we think we understand how racism and classism works, but we really don't understand how it works. Because it's a problem with the color of our skin, but it's also a problem with class. That comes from when you got the UK and Great Britain saying, you know what, y'all over there killing black folks on TV, that's a problem. UK and Britain is the ones that started it. If you want to know anything about classism and racism, that's who it started with. America has perfected and went beyond what anybody else has in this world to not only kill black folks. The reason why they're able to do it and get away with it, how much money do you think the white cops make a year? The white cops ain't rich. They're not rich white boys. They taking orders from other middle class to poor white boys. They're not getting them orders from CEOs. They're on the police force because they can't. They on the police force because they can't get another job nowhere else. And that's what I'm saying. We're not getting killed by rich white folks. We're getting killed by police who make the same amount of money as we do or less than what we do.
And that would be a problem. Think about that. One, you have if you're in a majority black city or town or whatever, your whole entire police force should not be all white.
No,
Majority,
absolutely not.
majority white.
Absolutely not. I totally agree with that. And what I'm saying is that we're in a system where we have to understand racism and classism, because guess what? We get the racism piece out the way, we still got classism to deal with. So let's deal with them both together. Because there's
Well,
no policy that Republicans or Democrats put in place that actually benefit black people and poor white folks. It's none. But poor white people continue to vote against their own best interests year in and year out. That's the reason why Trump is in office right now. Why? Because he's been able to, and his people have been able to, and everybody that came before him, not just him, have been able to use that and say, well, at least he ain't black. That's what
the
poor white
only
folks have been able to say.
the
At
only
least he
reason
ain't
why
no nigga.
the only
I ain't
reason why
voting
I
for
don't
him
agree with
because of that.
the only reason why I don't agree with the classism though is they not getting killed
Look,
for.
I ain't talk that you missing what I'm saying.
I
That's
know I'm not.
that's our fight. Our fight belongs to us. That's our
But
fight.
see what I'm saying is when you start bringing other things into it, that takes away from our fight.
And you're gonna wind up right back in the same situation if you don't kill both of those snakes at the same time. You're gonna
But
wind up right back in the same thing because they can't get you with racism. Hold on. If they can't get you with racism, they're gonna put you back in the classism bag and the sexism bag too. So you got to kill both of the snakes at the same time. You
but
got to kill both of them
I ain't gonna be
at the
dying
same
over
time.
classism.
Oh, you will. After a while, you will, because they're gonna put you in jail, or they're gonna take your money, or they're gonna take your food, and you're gonna die in your house. Think about what happened in Russia back in the 80s during the Cold War, when people were standing in the bread and the food lines. The rich folks had plenty of money, and wasn't none of them folks black.
I
They
just
was all European. They were dying left and right.
I just hate the simple fact when we fighting for something, everybody else come in for their rights and all the other type of stuff, and our
But
shit,
this fight,
as always,
but,
get pushed to the back burner.
but realize this.
That's all I'm saying. We go ahead
This
and
is
skip
not.
to
I'm
something
saying
else.
this.
That's all I'm saying.
But this ain't. No, we ain't skipping to nothing else. We're gonna deal with it because ain't nobody talking about classism right now. We talking about racism. And what I'm saying is when you go to kill the monster, you got to kill all of it. Don't just cut two arms off. You got to cut his head off too. That's all I'm saying.
And like I said, we end up forgetting about the first fight because you're focused on something else. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like the fight originated because somebody died, and then next thing you know, we're talking about classism or we're talking about something else, and now it distracts from what we were originally fighting for. That's all I'm saying, because that's how it ends up being every time.
I don't agree.
Every time.
I don't agree with that. This time
Every
ain't the
time.
same. This time is different.
It might be.
But go
It
ahead.
might be, but I
And
just
I ain't
be
no
feeling
might to
like
it. It ain't no might to it. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. We saw Trayvon get killed. We saw Philando Castillo get killed. We saw Mike Brown get killed. There was no reaction to any of those the way it is now. I'm telling you. It's not the same. No, it was not. No, it was not. Not like this. Not like this.
The only difference
like
is
this.
the only difference is more. The only difference is there's more cameras. That's like, all right, my nigga, you can't fool me this time, and you have more people that's showing the receipts for it or stuff like that. Like right now, you got who is it? Nancy Pelosi and somebody, was it Joe Biden? Them, they were kneeling in front of what, I don't know if it was Supreme Court or something. They had some type of African garb on and shit. Like, my nigga, stop it with this dumb shit, man.
That was what happened. Was the Congressional Black Caucus approved that for them to wear kente cloth? Okay, they did that. First of all, let me say that was the goofiest thing I've probably seen in the last 35 to 40 years of my life. It was also,
because if you ain't do that shit with Kaepernick was kneeling, then you should save that dumbass shit.
Exactly. Not only was it goofy, in my opinion, it was also disrespectful. That's just that's like me. That's like me. Okay, I didn't pledge in college. That's like me watching a Kappa, or like me watching a Blood, or me watching a GD, or me watching whoever. Right? Something happened to them. It gets, it's everybody sees it, and then I get a flag and put it on my shoulder and take a knee. It's disrespectful to the people who committed themselves to that organization. Like, flat out. That's something you just don't do. You don't do that. Like, you do not do that. And that's what upsets me about this, is because Nancy Pelosi doesn't know what it feels like to be pulled over by police.
Now you're exploiting it. That's all I'm saying, man. It becomes the issue of you're exploiting the whole fight. You're exploiting the whole fight, man.
And the problem, here's the thing that you're not going to be, when I say you, I'm talking about us. We're not going to be able to avoid a lot of that.
So it looks like change is happening because you're out here look like you're doing shit and ain't shit changing. It's gonna be a whole bunch. It's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff where you look like you're doing some shit and you ain't doing nothing.
But guess what? What you just said, there are some people holding those folks accountable and saying, you know what? Y'all taking pictures and y'all doing photo ops. Where's the policy? Where's the policy change?
That's all I'm waiting for. But see, the thing about it is, they be tricky with that shit. Because when it comes to policies and bills, guess what be up under that policy and bill that we want to have passed? They'll have some other slick shit up under Article 3, Section 27A, X, Y, and Z. And you be like, what? And it's all up under that fine print.
You know what's interesting about that? They can't really get away with that anymore because it's been too many spooks that sat by the door. You got black folks that know congressional law and know not only congressional, not no constitutional law is better, is good or is better than people who wrote it in the beginning. And when they came out the other day, and I came out and they said that y'all realize that the Constitution don't include nobody but white folks, and actually it includes nobody but white men. So when they went back to make those amendments, right? We still didn't have the right to vote. Matter of fact, we lost the right to vote some years ago and had to rewrite it to get it back in there. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So there are people that have looked that thing over and said, you know what? Like, y'all really ain't changed nothing. Like, if y'all really want to fix this, y'all will take that Constitution and you will pull it up and you will start Xing parts out and changing it and rewriting it and saying, you know what? It's time we rewrote this. So either we throw this away and start all over again. And
speaking of what you think of them talking about defunding the police force, I don't know about that.
So in order to discuss that, we have to understand what they're saying about defunding. They're not defunding the police entirely. They're not taking all of the money out of the police force and pushing their responsibility over to like a community organization. What they're doing is defunding buying all the bullets and guns and tanks and all that stuff that they've invested in the past 10 years, which our local police forces have made all these purchases for guns and bullets and all this type of stuff, right? They've done this. Now they're going back and saying, you know what, we shouldn't have been spending money on bulletproof vests. We should have been investing in programs for police to be trained how to deal with people with mental issues. We should have been using this money to invest in programs with police how to deal with teenagers and kids who are out spray painting,
and
right?
Mental health.
So not pull up on them with that's what I'm saying. Right. Mental health, because everybody that you put, a lot of people, first of all, if I'm riding in a car, okay, I'm riding in the car, minding my business. As soon as a police gets behind me, my hand grips the steering wheel and I start taking a deep breath and my heart starts beating fast because I think I'm going to get pulled over. My tags are in date. My car ain't raggedy. My tail lights are not out. My brake light is not out. My license is good. I got insurance on my vehicle. I'm not speeding and I'm still scared that this cop going to pull me over. That is PTSD. It is a disorder that I need to have counseling about, which gives me a reason gives me a reason to, when this man walks to my car, to either have an attitude or be so terrified that I don't know what to say or to speak.
That's why I was always I didn't know why people wasn't in more of an outrage when the inspection place closed down. Cause I was like, when that junk closed down, my nigga, the police can pull you over for anything.
Well, I mean,
your car ain't never gonna pass this. If your car don't pass inspection, you gonna get pulled over for something.
Yeah, because if it's smoking too much, they're gonna pull you over because that's
Exactly.
emissions going in the air and you polluting the air, right? Or if your vehicle is bouncing or whatever the case is, your shocks or something is bad, they're gonna say hey man, you probably need to pull this over somewhere and get somebody to come tow you because you having some type of issue. You know what I'm saying? You might cause a wreck, you might lose control, whatever the case is. So if I know that and I'm just trying to get to work or I'm just trying to get to where I need to go to, like I'm gonna be terrified that I'm gonna get pulled over. And so my response is not gonna be that of a calm person or a 100% sane person. Like if I'm afraid, people do crazy stuff when they're afraid, right? So instead of the cop looking at me in that situation and saying, you know what, this person is terrified, this brother terrified, let me approach him in the right manner so that he's calm, we can have an effective conversation, we can be cool. If it's something that is causing a safety issue, if it's something that's causing an issue with him getting home safe, let me find a way to get him home safer because really that's my job. And if he is breaking a law or he's committing a crime, let me have a conversation with him first about that to see how we can fix the situation. If he is committing a crime or breaking the law, then we have to go in that direction. But if he's not, or if it's a minor infraction, we can communicate that in a method that is not going to cause me to want to yank him out the car. It's not going to cause him to want to cuss me out and fight me. It's going to create a situation where we both get what we need to get. You get this understanding, I get an understanding. I go home to my family, you go home to your family. Done. No judge and jury on the street. Nobody got to use excessive force. And nobody got to cuss nobody out. And nobody got to hit nobody in the head. We can get an understanding about something. Now, if I'm riding in this car and I'm minding my own business and my tags are out, there's a way to deal with that. Hey, man, you know your tags out. Man, yep, I know they out, man. I just ain't got the money to pay for them jumps right now.
I don't be knowing when my shit be up.
I mean, a lot of people don't know. They go out, people be like, man, I've been driving for, man, a week and I ain't know my tags is out. Okay,
It's not
man,
like
hey,
it's
listen,
not
man,
like when I get out it's not like when I get out the house and I go to the car, I'm like, ooh, what's the date say on my car?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. So it happens. People forget stuff. And it's not just us. Everybody does that. I see white folks with their tags out all the time. I see folks with expensive cars with their tags out. I see people with everyday cars with their tags out. So it happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I think now they start sending you reminders in the mail when it's almost time for you to get your tags, which I think is excellent because hey, let me go out here and get these tags right quick. And you can renew them online. So it's easy. So you have to go stand in the line. So those things are still going to happen regardless of whatever option that you have to do it. I'm saying that if I'm terrified of the police and I'm getting pulled over, I don't know what my response is going to be. I may not say a word, or I may be upset like, bro, what you bothering me for? Like people say, if you just comply and follow the rules, well, dude, I can comply and get somebody knee in my neck and not go home. So those are the things that we're talking about when they say defunding the police. Those are the things that they're saying, that they're putting more money into them understanding the types of people that they pulling over and how to deal with those people instead of shooting them and killing them.
Talking to the police, you need a lawyer prison.
If we had one in the car riding with us every day, because see, they speak in legalese anyway.
But exactly, that's the reason why I say that, because they speak in legalese, and that's the reason why when we were young, I never understood why, but you will always hear some random black person say, hey, don't talk to the police.
Yep.
And it's not the simple fact of like you snitching or anything like that. It's more so like anything that whole Miranda right, anything that you can and say will be used against you in the court of law. You can have a random fucking conversation, and next thing you know, you'll wind up incriminating yourself without knowing it, and you going to jail for nothing.
Yep.
So you need a lawyer present at all times. Hell, that's the reason why when they come up to you and they let you talk your way into a ticket. Just think about it. When they pull up and they just ask you a random question, and you just automatically start talking.
Right.
And you start saying stuff, and it was like, okay, all right, let me see your driver's license, please. Because you have probably mention some key words within this that incriminate yourself. So now can I see your driver's license?
Right. Right. And it depends on, so I'll give you an example. It depends on, we talked about this before. It depends on what kind of cop it is, because there are some cops that come to you and say, you know what, hey man, I saw you switch that lane back there. You straight? So you be like, yeah, man, I forgot to put my signal on. Okay, cool. You all right? Yeah, man, I'm good. Okay, man, be careful. Watch yourself. Get on to the house. Okay, cool, right? I've been in them situations. I'll give you a prime example. I got pulled over in Collierville one day. I was getting out work. And I was getting out work. My tags were out. Like, they were out. When I say out, they had been out for they had probably been out for about 5 days. They wasn't like a week or 2 weeks. So it'd been about 5 days. The cop in Collierville actually was pretty cool. He was really cool, actually. I saw him. I was getting ready to get on the expressway. I'm getting on 385. And he pulled me over, so I pull over. I had my license out, had my insurance stuff out. He said, hey, man, how you doing? I said, I'm good, man. How about you? He said, man, you know your tags out? I said, yep, absolutely. I said, actually, I'm headed to the clerk's office right now to get them renewed. He stood there. He was like, okay, man. He was like, cool. I said, all right. I said, yeah, man, I'm headed there right now to get them jumps renewed. I said, man, actually, I realized when I got in the car that they had been out. And I said, man, let me go on ahead on over here. So that's where I'm headed to now. So that's where I'm going to get them. I said, if you happen to get behind me tomorrow, you'll see them. I got new tags. He said, all right, man, cool, no problem. Go ahead and get that taken care of. He got in his car and drove off. Now, another cop might not have had that type of mentality. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot of them that don't have that type of mentality.
A lot of
I will say that.
I be like, man, I just left AutoZone. Here go the receipt. I got the bag and everything like that. Well, I still got to give you a check. You like,
yeah, not really. Nah, like, you ain't got to give me one.
All right. Then they want to continue to talk to you. Be like,
yeah. And I've been in that situation too, where I just shut up and then say nothing else. And they be talking, I just be like, mm-hmm. And the times that I've done that, this is no lie. There's been some times where I've been in the car and with somebody else, and they ask me a question, and I don't say a word. You hear me talking to you? I just said, mm-hmm. And I sit right there. And they stopped talking to me.
Yep.
I was in the car with a friend of mine about 20 years ago. He got pulled over. They asked him for his license. He started talking to me. He said, you hear me talking to you? I said, mm-hmm. And I just sat there. He said something else. You hear me talking to you? I said, mm-hmm. I just sat there. I had my hands on the dashboard. He stopped talking to me. He didn't say another word to me. He stopped talking to me. When we got done, when we got to the house, his uncle said, he asked us what happened. We was telling him. He's like, Sam, what what did he say to you? I said, man, he asked me where we was going. And I said, I ain't say nothing. He was like, for real? I said, I ain't say a word. He said, you did right. He said, you actually did what you're supposed to do. He said, you didn't say nothing. And he couldn't ask you, he couldn't say anything to you in response for what you were saying. So when you just quiet and didn't say a word, he was like, it really wasn't nothing he could ask you because you didn't pose no threat to him. You didn't get aggressive with him. He saw where your hands were. And he said, did he ask you for your ID? I said, yeah, he did ask me for my ID, but I wasn't driving. He was like, you ain't had to get it to him, but you weren't driving no way. He said, did he ask you to have it? I said, yes, sir, I got one. And I just sat there. And he was like, where y'all going? And I didn't say a word. I just let my homeboy respond. He said, man, we headed to the house. We going home. It was like 11:30 at night. We just left a party. He was like, man, we're going home. Like, y'all been drinking? No, sir, we ain't been drinking. Nope, absolutely not. Y'all got any drugs and guns in the car? My homeboy said, no. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, he said, man, my dad is a business owner in the city. Nah, we don't get down like that. So he was like, when we got there, his uncle was like, oh, you did right by not saying no. He said, because you started talking, they were going to interrogate you. Since they couldn't catch him on nothing, they was going to interrogate you and detain both of y'all. He said, you did right by not saying it.
Now,
He said, you did right by keeping your mouth closed.
Now, depending on what you say, your friend can go to jail and you can go to jail on probable cause.
On probable cause. On probable cause.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Because he said, you know, if you had been drinking, Sam, you know, he said nephew was the designated driver, right? As long as he ain't been drinking, y'all straight. You see what I'm saying? He said, but they'll start asking him questions and asking you questions to try to confuse both of y'all. He said, that's why you let him talk and you didn't say a word. I said, yeah. I said, I ain't had nothing to say. I said, as far as he know, man, I could have had a hearing problem. All I did was nod my head and say,
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't, like I said, I didn't give him no reason. I mean, he could have still done it. But all I'm saying is that they look for stuff. They look for answers from you. If you say certain stuff, they gives them the green light. And you don't know it, right? You don't know it, but they gives them the green light to take the situation further. But check this out. I got a question. So we're gonna shift gears a little bit. So you mentioned the Drew Brees thing, right?
And
that's not surprise. Now the Trina thing, I saw something briefly on that, but I ain't heard too much about that. We can handle that in a second. But I'm not even gonna spend a whole lot of time about the Drew Brees because I'm not surprised. He's a privileged white boy that grew up in American society, so I don't expect nothing different from him to come out of his mouth at all. Now, when he turned around and backtracked less than 24 hours, then I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was kind of funny, actually, for him to come back, like, right behind that after his teammates and them other NFL dudes got on his head about that. Like, that was kind of funny to me because I all want to be on the right side of history type of situation.
They were talking about it on a sports channel, I would say, that I was watching, and it was making mention should he retire. I think all right, so he might be good. He might be good with his team, but the rest of these teams out here, oh word, that's how we feel, my nigga. I bet. Boom, laying this nigga out every time.
Hey, I said that O-line gonna move out the way.
Yep, they're gonna be like, hey.
The O-line gonna move out the way.
Missing tackles all day.
Man, oh man, we didn't know nobody got through here, man. What's happening? I'm sorry, my bad.
Hey, they gonna Willie Beeman him on any given Sunday.
Right, that boy spleen gonna be knocked apart and some most of them. Tell me. So, what did Trina say? What did she say? Help me out. What did she say?
All right, so she was out here. They started out talking about the curfew. They were talking about the curfew.
Okay. And
then she was like, they actually need to do that jaunt from 6 to 6. She's like, they need to have them animals in the, they act like they're animals in escape from the zoo, running around out here in the street, tearing up the streets. They need to be at home by 6 o'clock so the streets can be clean. I was like, word? So the streets could be clean? Okay. And Trick Daddy tried to help her out of that junk. She doubled down on the junk. It was like, yeah, okay, all right. So everybody will start shooting off and talking about she canceled this, that, and the other. 24 hours later, she was apologizing. So that's the only reason why I don't really believe the whole Drew Brees junk. They won't say Drew Brees gonna get his ass fired on.
Man,
by a regular nigga in New Orleans.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing. He said that in New Orleans. New Orleans is like Memphis and Chicago. Like,
exactly.
They will walk. Somebody off the street will walk up to you and be like, "Hey, man, I heard what you said. I heard what you said." Like, they don't care, man. They do not care. They don't care. Memphis, Chicago, New Orleans, Detroit.
That's why I
Somebody
don't
will
talk
pull
bad
up on
about
you.
nobody. About hey, I don't try to talk bad
Pull
about
up on you.
nobody.
Cleveland, Ohio, Miami, Dade County. Like they will pull up on you. They'll walk up. So man, what you say about? You said something about you don't like black folks. Is that what you said? No, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You said, you like,
Right.
man. Drew Brees just got punched in the French Quarter and 3 of his teeth got knocked out. He's retiring tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Trina is kind of confusing to me though.
So
her statement's kind of confusing because clearly she spent most of her career out past 6 o'clock. I think
we took the trigger words. I think what it was is we took the trigger words that she used and ran with it because those words,
as we should.
When those words are used, is always normally us
in a negative connotation.
It's normally us who is being referred to.
Yeah.
So when she said it's not like she said white, this, that, and the other out here doing that. She said
no.
She said animals, escape from the zoo, thugs in the streets, causing chaos. And then they need to be in homes so the streets could be clean because while they're on the streets, it's dirty. Word.
Oh my goodness, man.
Word.
That's hilarious though. That's hilarious that she said that like that though.
I was like, wow.
Man.
Like, okay. All right. But yeah, I think Drew Brees might need to sit down someplace.
Somebody gonna knock that dude out, man.
If somebody like Ndamukong Suh come through, it's over.
Yeah, if Sue come through, that boy he gonna knock his spleen out. I like saying spleen. They gonna knock his spleen. They gonna knock his.
This is like your 4th time saying spleen. What's good?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. No, there's nothing wrong with my spleen. It's the word of the day is spleen.
Got you. Spleen, face ass. hey, while we on celebrities, I guess. Did you see the internet talk about what's his name, Virgil Abula or whatever his name is, donating $50 to the cause?
Donate who? Who?
Virgil, the quotation guy.
Virgil.
Quotes. Yeah, Virgil Abula.
What?
He donated $50 to the cause, and then tweeted about it.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about, man. You know who I'm talking about, man.
Virgil.
Off-White.
Virgil. Oh, you talking about Virgil? Oh, that Virgil.
Who you think I was talking about?
No, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know which Virgil you talking about. You talking about Off-White Virgil? Oh,
I only know of one Virgil, and that's the Off-White dude. So it's random. So it's random dudes out here just named Virgil outside of Ted DiBiase's dude. Them the only two I know. That was the $1 million man nigga.
That was racist too, man. That was so racist. That $1 million man.
That was very racist.
Oh my God, that was so racist. No. So hold up. Now you got me looking it up because I gotta see exact Virgil.
My nigga donated $50 to Black Lives Matter and told everybody to match it.
Virgil Abloh.
That's why I
Chief
said a
Executive
move.
Officer of Off-White. So hold up, wait a minute. Uh, so I'm reading this art. So he's got an article in New York Times. The Off-White and Louis Vuitton designers become a target of social media anger and frustration because of statements about the protests. So this is from June 1st, and apparently, he said to
No,
show a younger generation.
That's not the one I'm talking about. The gym where he
Well,
donated
that's
$50.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I think this is leading up to what you're saying.
Oh, okay,
He said something. So they said basically. Okay. Something he said something, but okay. So he said it was like a tweet, and then he said some our own communities, our own shops. This shop was built with blood, sweat, and tears. And he had another post. It was a commitment to make something our local community. He's talking about a gallery in Chicago. They busted the door and said, commitment to make something our local community could see without the access we have been forced into access. Today, that same community robbed us. If that heals your pain, you can have it, the caption read. He also wrote a passionate comment under a post by Sean Weatherspoon. You see the passion, blood, sweat, and tears Sean puts into our culture. This disgusts me. To the kids that ransacked his store and RSVP DTLA and all our stores in our scene, just know that products staring at you in your home apartment right now is tainted. And a reminder of a person I hope you aren't. We're part of a culture together. Is this what you want? When you walk past him in the future, please have the dignity to not look him in the eye, hang your head in shame. So I think that's kind of, and then Virgil Abloh really donated $50. And when you go to the Off-White website, you first see a tote bag selling for $480, a hoodie for $590. So Virgil Abloh is the couple tweets. He, creator of Off-White, artistic director of Louis Vuitton, donated a measly $50, and y'all wanted me to feel bad for designer stores. Oh God,
that's what I'm saying. My nigga donated $50. I'm like, dude.
Oh
we
wow.
all on unemployment, and you talking about max out $50? What, nigga?
Oh man.
Wow. Nigga, somebody just paid $250 for your shoestrings, man. Stop it, fool. I'm talking about some matches $50.
Wow. Oh man.
You know the shoestrings that just say shoelace in quotations.
That is like, man, this guy donated $50.
This is the shit that we
donated. Yeah. This man donated $50.
$50.
Oh my God. That
was shipping.
This dude donated $50. Hold up, dog. Hold up, time out. That's comedy by itself. This man donated $50.
Yes.
I've donated more than $50 of Black Lives Matter before, and I don't have nearly close to the money that this man's got. This dude seriously.
Hey.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's like real talk on the real. This sound like some shit that Trump would do. Okay, I donated $1,000. You should be happy. You should be thanking me.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. So this dude, wait a minute. Hold up, man. I could talk about this for the next 30 minutes. This dude donated 50.
That's why I was wondering why you was reading that other shit. I was like, I don't know why you reading this other shit.
No.
This nigga donated $50.
No. That was, yeah. But that was so the listeners can understand. See, that's the build up to the actual joke. Because you saying him donated $50, I didn't get it. Like I got it, but I didn't get it. I get it. So reading the story and him what he was complaining about and talking about, And then when people started tweeting and saying, "Hey, bro, you donated $50 and you tweeted about that," you have sweatshirts that are $590, sir, and
Right.
you donated and you bragged about matching your $50.
Right.
Dude, this is not going away for him. This is not going to end well for him at all. This is not going to end well. Because guess what? I'm going to tweet about it when I get off of this.
Off
just, to,
like,
just to stir the pot up some more. I'm going to have fun with this one. I am really going to have fun with this one.
I think he has come out and said that he has donated some other money, and it was in reference to something else. But I'm like, dude, I want to
fix that one, buddy.
I'm like, if you're going to brag about the $50, you should also brag about the other stuff that you just donated to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
That was crazy.
Hey, one quick thing I want to say is people need to be aware of scammers at this time.
Scammers?
Like, yeah, all these scams going around. You know, the people, you know, sending messages saying, "Hey, let's build our community, put some money in this pot," you know, and all this type of stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Stop. Don't let people use your blackness against you. Don't do that. Don't do that. If it's any fund that I would say put your money in, I think it's closing as a Tulsa real estate fund, which that's been going on for years. You can research that one. It's out there. Jay Morrison, the great guy at Tulsa, been talking about that for years and years. And they doing that in some other places as well. That's a good place to put your money and learn for some investment stuff from a black brother and his family. But this other stuff that's going around, these black pyramid schemes, you know, and all that kind of stuff, man, y'all stop it. Y'all need to stop.
I think I already know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to stop that because stop it. Stop it.
I'll give you.
Stop it.
Hey, Sam, if you bring a buddy, man, I'll give you 100 and they give me 100. You're in there, buddy.
You know, and we'll all have $7,500 in 30 days. Yeah, sure we will. Okay. Yeah, I've seen how this works out before. You know, Bernie Madoff went to jail.
Hey, I can't. The reason why, you know why? The reason why I can laugh. I fell for that jump one time. I was like, you know what? All right, cool. We giving some. That's all. Okay, cool. I can see if I give you some money, you give me something back. Okay, cool. All right.
This the face. Like when
hey, I laughed at myself after I did it. I was like, my nigga, this shit ain't finna work, nigga. Why the fuck I gotta bring another friend to get a gift? Man. I saw the Epstein documentary, goddammit. Shit. that nigga had a girl to bring a girl that brought two other girls. That was a pyramid.
Oh man.
I was like, what the fuck?
Man, it's like and you know, times like these where people are overly emotional, like, you know, they fall for it. Yeah. You know, people ain't no get rich quick stuff, man. Ain't no get rich quick stuff. So don't let, you know, black folks don't let people play on your emotions at times like this. You know, I've seen some people posting some stuff, some known scammers, like known scammers posting stuff about getting people to put their money together. I'm like, dude, you've been on the news before, brother. You think we forgot that? What? You've been in the news for scamming people. I'm gonna trust you with some money. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
People been on the news?
Bruh. I show them to you.
So yes, they are preying on your emotions, thinking that we ain't gonna make it financially. I mean, it's I can understand and see why, but yeah, like you said, if that random nigga like, well, I don't know about you, bro. I don't know about you, my nigga.
Yeah,
I can understand. Speaking of, we're right here, man. We're right. I was gonna say, speaking of, hey man, where does the donation money go to? It's been a lot of money. It's been a lot of money donated to like Black Lives Matter and all of these black situations that's going on. Who's handling all of these? Because I saw Michael Jordan was giving it's like $100 million, $10 million for every 10 years or something like that. It's a lot of people that just donate money. It's a lot of money just flying around out here. I'm like, hey.
So
somebody's pockets might be getting a little padded.
So what I'm gonna do, because I don't really know the answer to that, and the reason why I say that is because that's a great question to ask. And I think
a lot of money being donated, and don't nobody know actually where this money is going.
Well, that's what I think. For that question, we can save the answer to that question for the next podcast, so that I can go and look and research and look and see exactly what organizations is going to, how much it is, what's the time frame, what is the purpose, what is the money supposed to, what purpose is it supposed to serve, and so forth and so on. So that way, because you're asking that question because I'm sure somebody else wants to know that. So when we answer that, I want to make sure we're answering it and we're giving some information to go along with it that's vital to actually letting people know where this money is going. Because I've asked the same question myself when I said they donating to Black Lives Matter, and the organization, or is it to initiatives for Black Lives Matter, or is it for programs for the
families or something like that?
Right? Is it right? Because I know the GoFundMe for George Floyd is like $13 million. I heard for like they had raised money for his kids or something like that.
But I also saw it was something being the baby mother was raising money on GoFundMe too. I understand that.
I mean, come on, you gotta realize two things that brings the best and worst out of people is death and fame. Death and fame. So George Floyd became famous, God rest his soul, via his death, unfortunately. So it's going to bring the worst. Both of those things together, absolutely, is going to bring the best and worst out of people close to you, people that barely know you, whatever. Everybody's going to want a piece. And unfortunately, that just is what happens.
Have you seen the Lose Your Job girl?
Yes, I enjoy every moment of that. I think I watch that twice a day.
Dude,
just for my personal.
Yes, just for enjoyment. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You like
you about to lose your job. You about to lose. And I think that if we take that for what it really is, if people really start losing their job, and this is back to that system that I was talking about.
Yes.
If these jokers really start losing their jobs,
they're gonna quit playing around.
They're gonna quit playing.
Back to the previous episode, start messing with their money.
Start messing with their money. Start messing with that money. Start messing with that commerce. Start messing with the way that they provide. Because now you got to check this out. You can't survive like I can survive. You see what I'm saying? You can't survive the way I can survive. I can go out here and get mine. You can't do that because you've been depending on this job for 12 years or 2 years or 3 months that you've been doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't get another job nowhere else. And you don't know how to create. See, we are creators by nature. Yeah. Like we know when we say hustle, we know how to hustle. And one thing I will say about this, we're gonna find, and city of Memphis is a city of hustlers. Like everybody doing something, everybody doing 2 or 3 different things. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so competitive. People here talk about Memphis like everybody pull each other down. It's crab mentality. First of all, it's not. It's competitive. Is what it is. It's called competition. right? Because there's more than one person in your Rolodex in your phone that can do what you need to be done. Somebody can paint. Oh, I know 5 other people that can paint, right? So it's competitive. It ain't no crab in the barrel mentality. Crabs don't belong in the barrel anyway. It's a whole other story. Crabs,
Memphis is like the D League to the Olympics. If you make it out, my nigga, you out there.
If you make it out, I've been telling people that for years. If you can make it in Memphis, you can make it. And people tell me, oh man, it's in New York. No. If you can make it out of Memphis, you can make it anywhere. Because if you go to other places, people love Memphians. They love people from Memphis, and they'll tell you, man, I love Memphis. I love people from Memphis because they hustlers. They got good attitudes, and they know how to make you laugh. For real.
We can do some of everything. So, you know what I'm saying? You want, man?
Dude, we do some of everything. We do some of everything. So, you know, that's just our mentality. I mean, that's just how we are. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, when they can't make money, that's when you really hurting them. You know what I'm saying? Because they still trying to pay for stuff that they done stole. Actually, they trying to, you know, pay for them boats. They trick. They, you know, use credit and trick and bankruptcy court. They don't went to bankruptcy 3-4 times so they can be able to get that stuff. And now you got to actually pay for some of that stuff, and you got a job, then it's tough for them. So that's why it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So then you got somebody's, you know, now somebody else's kids can't eat. Well, that ain't my fault. That's his fault. He should have did his job. You know what I mean? So remember this: don't do your job, you're gonna lose your job.
Hey, and she reminds me of Get It Girl. You remember
she saw, dude, dog. Yeah. Rest in peace to Miss Jackie, man.
Yeah. Because when I saw that, I was like, my sister. Oh, and I'm not sure if you got anything else. Did you catch the LL Cool J verse? The jump that he did on live?
I didn't. I think I caught a piece of it, but I need to check it out though.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
He was angry. I was like, you know what? The whole expression on his face is how I was feeling that day when we parted. That nigga was like,
okay. I'm definitely gonna have to look it up.
While he is flowing for like 3 minutes.
I'm definitely have to look it up. Yeah. Oh, hey, the GOAT still got it.
Oh, definitely.
The GOAT still got it.
He looked like he wanted to come out with an album. They just said, I hate you. Man, he looked like he wanted to walk off the whatever show he on, NCIS or whatever show he on.
Yeah.
It looked like he wanted to just walk off the show and just say, I hate all of y'all, you know. Come out with an album. He looked hot.
Name that joint. The GOAT hates you. The GOAT hates y'all. And then put a quotation, y'all know who I'm talking about.
You people. Man, better go, man. We need to have you people. Have a shirt. Have something. Have a shirt that just say "you people."
That's a 5-show title. You people, and we talk about nothing but you people. Yep. There you go. Hey, man, real quick before we wrap up, this is something that's been on my mind.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say that sometimes people say that some things were before their time, but actually when you're constantly living in these types of situations, it's really not. But it did point and shed a light on how we deal with race in America. And you remember the episode of A Different World where Ron and Dwayne get arrested, right?
Mm-hmm.
For getting into it with them dudes that spray painted nigga on the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they were in the jail cell and the kid says, he talked about his grandfather being an immigrant, right? And so he was like, my grandfather, came to this country and he didn't have nothing. He didn't have anything. And he worked for what he wanted to provide for his family. Why can't you people do the same thing? And Dwayne, Kadeem Hardison, shout out to Kadeem Hardison, one of my favorite actors of all time, always one of the coolest actors, always had roles that were reflective of young black men. That's one thing I will say. He always had a role that reflected the attitude and the voice of young black men. I really do want to shout him out for that.
He was in Vampire in Brooklyn, wasn't
he was in Vampire in Brooklyn. He was he was his assistant. Yeah, his assistant.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. And so his response to that was, my grandfather was born here. My grandfather is American.
Right.
Like, and he built the country that your grandfather came to enjoy and didn't get paid for it, didn't get recognized for it. And he said he couldn't go and get a cup of coffee in a diner,
right,
anywhere. He was like, I still can't catch a cab in New York right now. I remember Steve Harvey talking about that. I remember Steve Harvey talking about that some years ago. Like, do y'all realize they don't pick up black people in cabs in New York? And this is 2000, like 2010. You know what I'm saying?
It's 2020 and niggas still can't catch cabs.
No. And it was funny. I remember years ago, Jay-Z couldn't get in his country club in New York. Jay-Z couldn't get in a country club. And he laughed about it, but he wanted people to know, like, this stuff ain't going away. It don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter how rich you are. Like, I got more money than all these folks, and they still won't let me in this club because I'm what? Because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? And so Dwayne's response was, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter who I am. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It don't matter how many degrees I get. You still looking at me as just another nigga, right?
But at the same time,
and
just have your own club, man. Why can't we just have our own club? Saying. Why can't we just have our own club?
Exactly. But that's
your own all black elite club or whatever like that. Like, that's a problem.
Right. And that's what I think that whole mentality went to after that was, why we trying to do what y'all doing anyway? Y'all can have y'all's. We gonna make our own club. I think that's one of the things he started doing when he did the Rock Nation brunch. And he was like, and it was a song on one of the I think it was on the J Electronica album. He said, I created my own Easter. We starting our own stuff. We don't need to do y'all stuff no more. We don't need to want to be in y'all clubs no more because we got our own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I think just 100% that we should all have that same mentality. Like, we got black companies that make nice watches. We got black companies that make nice clothes. We got black companies that make nice shoes too. Like, let's spend money with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we actually got black banks.
We got black banks. Exactly. And people be like, oh man, ain't that many black banks. Well, however many of them it is, let's put some money.
Well, I guarantee you, if you finally invest in that one black bank, there's going to be another one that pops up. You got to start investing in it first.
Exactly.
Like your first black bank is like the project. So it's like, if don't nobody come to this little project that they feel ain't gonna work anyway, they're like, okay, these ain't gonna be successful. Exactly. They're not gonna come to your bank.
Right.
So if we don't support it, you ain't gonna be able to get no other new black banks. So go ahead and invest in
exactly.
I can't remember. We do have one. We do have one in Memphis.
Well, here's the thing with the one in Memphis. So Tri-State Bank, which was black owned, which was, and I say was, it was, and here's the thing, it was black owned and operated for many, many years. It's still black operated. But it is no longer black owned. I think First Tennessee bought them when they got in trouble some years ago. But I think what we need to do now, right, is somebody needs to come up with an idea and says, hey, how can we buy our bank back from First Tennessee, right? Because apparently it's in trouble, right? It's in trouble now. It's still, I think, in trouble. So what do we need to do to buy our bank back from them, right? We got all these smart people. We got all these people with money. We got all these people with resources who provide all this information on Facebook every day about investing and all this kind of stuff. Okay, smart black man, smart black woman. How do we buy our bank back and put it back in our name, give it back to us, and then we take it and go forward. We got more degrees, we got more information, we got more money. How do we do that? Let's stop saying that we already know that Tri-State is not black owned anymore. We got that part. We understand that part. So what do we need to do now to make sure that it gets back in the hands of black people? That's my thing.
I agree.
Yep.
And more should come up for us to invest in. If you got the money to open up a black bank, go for it, man.
Yeah.
I think this is the time to go ahead and shoot your shot.
This is the time to shoot your shot. I totally agree. And it does not take, it don't take a Bob Johnson, a Michael Jordan, it don't take them to do it. It don't take them to do it. Mm-hmm. It does not take them to do it. We ain't got to wait on them. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to wait on LeBron James and Maverick Carter and them to drop, $60 million into a pot somewhere and pull all their money together. We don't have to wait on them.
Right.
It could be a community run bank. It could be a community run bank. And we can start at a black college. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Get your alum together.
Exactly.
Fraternities.
Exactly.
I mean, put y'all fraternity.
Exactly.
If you're in a fraternity, put y'all fraternities to work. That's the whole point of having a fraternity.
Exactly.
Especially because real talk. That's how a lot of banks get together. They have those skull and bones fraternities. They have all of those white fraternities.
Mm-hmm.
Use your black fraternity to do those type of things. Opening up a black bank. Opening up all of this.
Exactly. Especially if you got a degree in finance and accounting and banking and all that kind of stuff. You got a background in there. You know how the system works. You worked around them folks all them years. You done went and ran First Tennessee, First Horizon. You done went and worked in all type of positions there. Been executives at those companies. You know how the process works. Okay, teach the people the process. Put a plan together and put it together instead of having these scammers out here trying to tell people how to put a bank together. And I'm saying that because there's some culture vultures out there right now that are trying to use this as an opportunity to get over on their own people. And I'm not going to stand for it. As long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to talk about it. And they need to stop doing it. I already see them doing it.
Dude,
I see them doing it.
I saw some people being exposed on the internet. It was like they were showing some culture vultures, I'll say. They was down on the scene in the riots. Not here in Memphis, but they was down on the scenes, but they were taking a picture with like a hand drill, drilling some plywood on a window. And then after they took the picture, they got in their Mercedes and drove off.
Drove off. Yep. Yep. There's many people doing stuff like that.
I was like,
but
man.
You know what else you know what else is going on now too? What I like, they have lawyers they have black lawyers that are out on the streets with shirts on that says, I'm here to observe. If you're abusing people or if you're here to use this as an opportunity to like be a culture vulture, there are people out there that's watching folks like that.
Okay.
That's paying attention to that type of stuff and catching them on camera, coming through there clowning or whatever it is that they're doing, saying, "Oh, you're not here for this. You need to get up and get on about it." You know what I'm saying? Like they caught some white boy on camera. He had a backpack full of stuff to start fires with, and they caught him and took his backpack off of him. And was like, "Hold up, what you doing? What you here? Who you here with?" I was here. I'm going to see my friend. It was like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. You a agent provocateur. You here to start trouble." You see what I'm saying? And they took his backpack off and made him get up out of there.
You're an agent.
And that's it. Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
What
I had to say this before. No, I just had to say this real quick, man. Shout out to I have some family members, man, in Canada that's been listening to the show, man. Shout out to the Upshaws in Canada for checking out the show, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, hey, shout out to the Upshaws.
I've been wanting to go to Canada. They need to send us some tickets so we can shoot up there.
Hey, we can shoot up there and do a show up there, man. That's what I'm trying to work out now, man. Shout out to all the Upshaws, man, in Canada who've been checking out fam show, man. That's what I'm talking about. Standing in solidarity with the people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Little excited face ass nigga.
Man, go on, man. Crocodile Dundee. Look, hey, look here, man. Hey, I have to say, I'm excited, man. I'm happy.
This nigga like Golden Powers. Oh, golly! Face ass nigga. Oh man. Hey, I'll take the crocodile Dundee.
Hey, you got an alligator on a leash sitting beside you, don't
hey.
Man got a pet alligator. Man got a pet alligator named Charlie.
Hey, I know it's not the time for it, but I've been watching Yellowstone, so I've been wanting to be a cowboy and shit. And since I've been seeing the black cowboys in Texas doing their thing, holding it down for the Black Lives Matters on the horses, I've been in the cowboy ass mood and shit. So yeah. I don't mind being a cowboy. I actually want to learn how to ride a horse. But shit, I don't want my twigs and berries to be to be bruised.
Long as you don't hop on that jump without a saddle, man, you should be straight.
Man, shit, I saw this nigga, he was practicing riding the horse. This nigga was hurting for like 2 weeks. Walking around. I was like, hell no. Hell no. Nope. 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 No. Cause if you want to learn to ride a horse, you ain't trying to just show ride. You trying to get on down on that joint. No.
They can keep that. They keep that,
shit.
man.
That shit look cool
tomorrow. I ain't riding no horse, man. I ain't doing that. I'm straight on that.
I mean, the first Cowboys was black, so I support all of it.
Oh yeah, that's why they call them boys anyway. They ain't call no white men. They call no white man boys. Come on now, we know better. They said cowboy. Hey, cowboy, go there and get. And they was actually riding cows. That's why they call them cowboys, because they was the first one to hop on a cow ride before they was riding horse. You see, you think I'm lying. I'm dead serious. That's why they call them cowboys.
Because we were riding cows first, and then
yes,
gotcha.
Yes, yeah.
We always creating. We always gonna nigger rig something to.
What did Hannibal ride through Carthage? An elephant. A black man riding an elephant. Now, how crazy is that?
Hey, that's not that hard to believe, though. An elephant.
I'm just saying.
Elephants are very gentle creatures. You just gotta let them know what your intentions are.
And an elephant is actually the king of the jungle. A lion ain't.
This is true.
You ever seen the lion?
The only time a lion
go after the elephant?
It's like 12 of them niggas first. It ain't one. It's like 12 of them, and then they be like, no, you go. No, you go.
They be hesitating, like they trying to jump in on double dutch. They be like,
Yo, double dutch face ass nigga. Oh man.
Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing else. I just say, man, appreciate everybody checking out the show
Definitely.
During COVID-19 uprising. Black lives always gonna matter.
Dude.
Black forever. Black spirit matters.
Yes. And
black women, black men, black children, the Holy Trinity matters. What, man?
This dude.
What? What'd I say wrong?
Didn't say anything, sir. Nothing at all, sir. But yes,
man, woman, and child, man. That's the Trinity. It's the real one.
I do I do appreciate the views, the listen. Although for whatever reason, ain't nobody going to YouTube no more. Everybody which I do appreciate everybody coming to the website.
Yeah.
But I know as though nobody really go to watch YouTube. I guess everybody else watching the news and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's all good.
Appreciate all the views. And I mean,
sir.
Niggas talking about some real shit.
Yes, sir.
So thank you to new listeners, day ones. Again, appreciate y'all. Keep talking about the jump, passing jump along. I used to have some barcodes. I got to get them jumps reactivated. I think I said that last time.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of stuff going on, man. I'm so glad I took that break.
Yeah,
I got off the internet for like a few days, and I was just like,
yeah. We got to do it.
Woosah.
Yeah. Take a break.
Serenity now.
Yeah, for real.
Rest in peace to what's his name, Stiller, because that's where I got the Serenity now from. He from
talking about Jared Stiller.
Yeah, Jared Stiller. Yeah, Jared Stiller.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to him. Serenity now. Yeah. Woosah. But
everybody do a woosah.
Definitely. Sure. Everybody do a woosah. Smoke one.
Smoke one. Take some mental health days. Yeah.
That's all we got is mental health days right now. Ain't nobody really going to work, my nigga.
Yeah, still take them.
Yeah.
Take a mental health day away from being off. For sure. But yeah, man, peace to our listeners. Power to the people, man.
Don't do that.
Nah, I can do it if I want to. I can do it. Power to the people.
Okay.
Power to the people.
Okay. Yeah. The first thing that you did. But yeah, power to the people. Black Lives Matter. Because, Black Lives Matter, man. Ain't no because nothing. I shouldn't even have to explain.
Yeah. So you ain't.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap this joint up. I am your host, Jason JWILLDOES. And
I am Ivan the Great. IVANTHEGREAT. Did I spell that right?
What?
Did I spell that right? I spelled great right. GREAT. Wow. I just said it kind of fast, so I thought maybe I messed it up. But I'm Ivan the Great. www.offdatangent.com is where you go to get it. Podbean,
Apple Podcasts and YouTube.
Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Yes, sir. That be us.
I thank you. Hey, is the Bruce Lee 30 for 30 junk coming on?
I think it comes on either this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure.
I gotta watch that jump. Man, that was my nigga. Man. I used to love Bruce Lee. But Jeff, give me something to watch this weekend. And
for sure.
I'm about to go off on the tangent again. We are the Off on the Tangent podcast, and gonna go ahead and get up out this junk. Nope, not today.
Mood every day.
I always say your big ass chin. Looking like a blue sunflower.
Hey, my chin is a handlebar pimp. My chin is a handlebar pimp.
Bye, nigga.